We live in a world where people pride themselves on detecting lies in others while masterfully crafting their own. Today, let's unravel something more intricate than deception, the elaborate web of lies we weave within ourselves. Peculiar pretenders perpetually polish public perceptions, preferring pristine presentations over personal progress. Try wrapping your tongue around that truth. But beyond this playful phrase lies a profound reality that shapes our daily existence. Think about how we have become artists of illusion in our own lives. We are not just deceiving others, we are investing countless hours in deceiving ourselves. We have mastered the art of crafting perfect social media personas while our authentic selves gather dust in the attic of our consciousness. The most fascinating aspect of this psychological maze is how we have normalized this self deception. We have created a world where appearing good has somehow become more important than being good. People spend fortunes on leadership courses to seem more authoritative, yet how many invest in actually becoming better leaders through practice and self reflection? Here's a mind bending reality. We are simultaneously the magician and the audience, the deceiver and the deceived. We craft such convincing performances that we forget we are performing at all. The mask becomes so comfortable that we mistake it for our face. Consider this psychological paradox when we consistently act contrary to our true nature while convincing ourselves we are being authentic. Which version of us is real? The version we project or the one we are suppressing? The answer lies in the uncomfortable space between intention and action. The truly twisted truth about self deception is its self perpetuating nature. Picture perfectly practiced politeness persisting while personal principle perish. That's not just a tongue twister, it's the reality of how we prioritize appearance over authenticity. God. We have become so adept at maintaining our carefully curated image that we have forgotten the energy this maintenance requires. Imagine if we redirected all the energy we spend on appearing perfect into actually improving ourselves. My goodness, the transformation would be revolutionary. But here's where it gets intellectually intriguing. The moment we recognize our self deception, we create a paradox. Can someone be truly self deceived if they are aware of their deception? It's like trying to deliberately forget something. The very the very attempt contradicts the goal. The real tragedy isn't that we wear masks, it's that we have forgotten we are wearing them. We have confused our social media highlights reel for our behind the scenes reality. We are editing our life story while it's still being written, choosing to believe our own marketing rather than face our authentic narrative. So, Here's a perplexing proposition. Perhaps the first step toward authenticity isn't in grand gestures of revelation, but in small moments of acknowledgement. Maybe true honesty begins when we admit that we are all, in some way, participating in this grand masquerade of self deception. Delightful deception dance daily, denying deeper discoveries. But every time we catch ourselves in the act of self deception, we create a tiny crack in the facade. And through these cracks, authentic growth can finally begin to flourish. The solution isn't to dramatically unmask ourselves to the world. Instead, it's about developing the courage to look at our reflection and ask, are we building our character or just polishing our reputation? Are we growing or just showing? What are we doing? Remember this. Remember this. Sincere self seekers seldom settle for superficial solutions. The journey toward authenticity begins with acknowledging our capacity for self deception. It's in recognizing our own carefully crafted illusions that we take the first step toward genuine transformation. Let that sink in for a moment. While you're processing this, ask yourself, what lies have you told yourself today? What masks have become so comfortable that you have forgotten they are not your real face? The answer might surprise you, challenge you, scare you, or even change you. The greatest deception isn't the lie we tell others, it's the lie we tell ourselves. When we say we are being completely honest with ourselves. Ponder that paradox for a while. Let it ruminate in your mind like a philosophical fortune cookie that refuses to be forgotten. And as we conclude this exploration of our inner illusionist, remember, truly transformative truth tends to test our tendency toward tactical thoughts. Sometimes the most authentic thing we can do is admit how inauthentic we have become. The journey to genuine self discovery begins not when we perfect our presentation, but when we pause our performance. Only then we can start the real work of becoming who we truly are rather than who we pretend to be. Yeah. See you in the next video.